Let me guess. You built up an audience over years, months, potentially, multiple months, potentially. And then you're told, oh, you should start coaching, right? So you start the whole mentorship thing, you start the whole coaching thing. You're charging maybe a few grand for your coaching, right? Zoom calls, the whole nine, Q&As, ask me questions. I'll give you, the best strategies or, systems to basically scale and grow whatever you may be doing, right? You may be doing Amazon FBA, you may be doing e-commerce, you may be doing drop shipping, you may be doing trading, you may be doing personal branding, brand scaling, whatever the hell, right? And so these students pay you, these few $1,000s. But that's where everything ends, right? I've seen it time and time again, right? People that actually have these info product online businesses, right? Okay, they get paid a few $1,000s, right, for these Zoom call sessions. And then they get lazy. They're just like, I got paid, $5K. Yeah, my student financed it over, a year or 12 months or whatever it may be, right? But I got the money right away. I got my 5K, I'm happy. And now you start that under delivery, right? It just sort of happens. You're like, hey, I just made a few grand, quick and easy. I had a closer, a DM setter. They did all that. They took their little, few $100. I basically got like $4,500 out of that. Obviously a little bit less than 5K, but either way, it was fast money. It was quick. It was easy. This is where a lot of people that have, again, these info businesses are wrong, and most likely this is where the downfall actually happens, right? And the downfall is actually pretty simple. Again, you've made money so quickly, you're like, holy damn, like why would I even need to deliver on this stuff, right? And a lot of people really, they don't deliver on this stuff, right? Because again, it was such quick and easy money, and you don't really care, right? You're just like, hey, you know what? Few $1,000 just to sit on Zoom calls, Q&As, whatever it may be, and basically do nothing else. Like, hell yeah. I'm gonna pick that any day of the week, okay? But this is the issue. Again, service delivery, fulfillment goes down, meaning these students get way less. All they get is Q&As, coaching calls, which at the end of the day, does that really even help your students? That's my curiosity question, I guess, right? Information is not hard to find. We all know that. You know that, I know that, right? If you're smart enough, you'll find the info, right? The hardest part is staying accountable and actually implementing that information. It's not the information itself. So the fact is, the product is pretty trash, right? The packaging for this product is also pretty trash, right? With this whole, again, info industry run up, come up, that has happened over these past few years where, every coach, every influencer, every creator, every online business owner, any regular business owner is told, start coaching, right? And start collecting thousands. Set up a team with setters, closers, this and that, okay? Then you're told, okay, you need to make monthly recurring revenue, right? Your MRR. Because you're not getting no MRR out of these, $5,000, deals that close, right? 2,000, some even have 10, 15,000, right? Okay, so you start your community, right? The community starts going great, $100, $50, $200, $300 a month, right? $150 a month that your students are paying you, right? Monthly. Now you're collecting on that monthly level. After 2-3 months, the black sheep following the black sheep following the black sheep, they all start dropping off. Give it 2, 3, 4 months, right? So the churn is crazy. Then you're told basically just onboard your whole audience. The goal, the funnel of all these, people like you with an audience or following is very simple, right? Turn your whole audience into basically just dollars. That's all it is, right? Give them the community, give them the ebooks, give them the, coaching, give them the courses, give them all that stuff. Overload them on all of that. Say it's worth thousands of dollars, right? Don't have an actual business that has no exit value, that has no, monthly recurring revenue that's consistent. You're not actually building something, okay? Now let me give you a perspective. Software, apps, and tools, okay? three things that are all very similar, that we also all rely on, right? Even this phone that I'm filming on right now, there's a camera app, right? That's technically a software tool that I'm using to film these videos, right? YouTube, where I actually publish this stuff, is a platform of its own, it's a tool of its own, and it's a software of its own, in a sense. Something we all actually depend on. Even your audience is built on a platform, right, that started from somewhere, and now it's, everyone has their hands on it. And the idea is crazy, but it's not to compete with, the YouTubes, the Instagrams, the Facebooks, none of these huge platforms. That's not the goal. The goal is to create an app, software, or a tool that actually serves a purpose for your audience, so for your following, right? Something that delivers an outcome, some sort of result, if you may say so. It's like people watching Netflix, right? They pay a subscription to watch Netflix because they get access to all these different movies, and obviously these regular people in all these buildings, right, would love to do that. And they're more than cool paying, $50, $30, $20, sometimes even $100, right? Combining all their subscriptions from, Crave, Roku's, Netflix's, Amazon Prime videos, right? They're probably reaching a few $100s in subscription services that they pay for every single month, okay? So crazy take here is, don't start another coaching program. Don't start another course launch. Don't drop another webinar launch funnel, right? Forget about all these funnels and all this other stuff. Convert your audience or following into a software app or tool, right? Because again, it's the info industry is very simple. And I've been in it for a while because I've actually been in sales for a minute. I've closed on some of these offers. I've set on some of these offers as an appointment setter. I've worked with a lot of these offers that have done, 1.7 million in a month, spending massive amounts of money every single week, multiple 5 figures every single week on paid ads. Some info coaching programs that have done, multiple 6 figures from completely organic audiences, right? And they've consistently hit that, 300K, 200K, 250K, 220K, 175K, 100K, either way, right? There's not much that's visibly long-term in the whole info industry. And correct me if I'm wrong, and comment down on this video if you do think I'm absolutely tripping and I don't understand the info industry and, all these different things, and, so much cash flow is happening for your business, and, there's so much value that you're delivering for your students, right? That's all a gimmick. That's all like, that is not real stuff, because I've done it. Again, I've been in sales. I've been on these offers. I've been on these, what these offers deliver, what these offers charge, what these offers pricing structures are like. I've been on all of that. And I'll tell you one thing, there's not much long-term that's happening. So the crazy take is, have a software, have a app or a tool that your audience students actually use, right? Another great example, search his name up, Daniel Bitten, right? He's this kid, you could say, right? 17, 19-year-old kid, right? Who essentially just built up a content machine, cash flow machine, on making YouTube video channels, shorts YouTube channels, and he actually transitioned to software, and all of a sudden his software is making $1 million a year, okay? Consistently with exit value, building an actual business, not an info gimmick. Anyways, with that being said, I will continue enjoying my view here. And if you have any questions, make sure to shoot me a message on Instagram, and also comment down on this video if you see the vision and if you see the perspective that I'm looking at from my eyes, from my perspective, at this whole info industry. That being said, talk to you later.